back. It's been a long
It's
time.
been a really long time.
Haven't heard that jingle in quite some time.
I honestly was
surprise
by it. I was like,
forgot-
"Oh,
You forgot I used to have that thing queued up.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It is almost August.
Yeah.
The last time we were on the podcast was December. I think like 3rd or 4th. We were getting ready for the holidays. So if you're jumping right in after, holidays were great.
Christmas is wonderful.
Christmas was so Christmas. I don't even remember anything about it. Do you?
Yeah, we had our annual
Oh yeah, we did the gingerbread. We did the gingerbread house contest thing. Don't
Yeah.
remember who won that.
Dalton.
Yeah, sure.
It was Dalton or Kyle.
It might. Yeah, I think it was Dalton.
I can't remember.
It was your dad the following year.
The first year was my dad. Yeah,
He wasn't here this year though. I don't think they came.
they didn't.
They were doing something
Yeah.
else. But yeah, it's been a while, guys. We've had a lot of stuff happen in life.
Yeah.
Just got back from church. Your boy sang in worship today. That's something new that started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we've been going to church for some time now.
Yeah,
I think
there's an episode. I don't know what episode. It's probably like we did 20. This is episode 27. Wow.
Well,
didn't do my little episode.
It's episode 1 of season.
Yeah. So this is I put it in as season 2. So this will be episode 1 or 27, however you look at it. But we're gonna try and like lay it out a little bit different and have some like structure.
Yeah.
More to it. We're still gonna just talk because we love to just talk.
Love hear ourselves.
Update you guys on what's going on in our lives. But I started singing worship. We had just started going to church maybe like I want to say later episodes. It was definitely after 10.
It was definitely a later episode.
10 was a Match Made in Hefner episode.
Yeah.
It was the first Match Made. Mm-hmm. And then so we since then have been baptized.
Yes.
Hey, we're all about God. You already know we found our church. We were looking for it.
Yeah.
We've been it was actually Mariah's idea to get baptized, and then me and you and Brittany did it all together in the ocean. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. And then that next week, I said, I think it's time to join worship. And I've been singing worship. I've done 2 weeks now.
Yep.
I got sick 1 week, so it would have been 3, but it's been like a month and a half. And I've only been doing like a weekend here and there to not like overstress life. But after this weekend, I already put in for next month, so I'm only doing 1 week next month. But so August, September, I might go hard and just like give them, unless we have something going on,
right?
I might just give them as much, and they can put me where they want because I love it.
Yeah,
it's literally like the best feeling in the world getting off of there, and it's like testing me as a singer and all this whatever. It's fun. So yeah, that's a big update that's been going on with us. Everly's gonna be 2 soon.
Crazy.
It's not even August now. It's what, the 26th today?
No, it's like the 29th, I think.
It's the 28th. Sunday the 28th right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, August 13th she turns 2. And I was listening to past episodes just kind of like get warmed up and like remember how we used to flow and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we talked about her first birthday on an episode, which is wild. This year has gone
way too fast.
So fast. So yeah, we have a 2-year-old almost who's walking and saying words and eating snacks and just being a hellion some days, but she's so smart, it's crazy.
Mama's sweet baby.
Oh my God, she's so cute. We'll have to update. We actually, on the Instagram, I dumped some photos. I don't know if I put many of the baby. But now that we're back, I want to use the Instagram and we have to start a new TikTok because I can't sign into it. But I want to use like we talked about before. Yeah. I do want to like put photos, use it like our family thing.
Right.
So we can share. And I think that was the first thing that I posted of pictures of the family. I literally just posted clips before.
Yeah.
But I think using it as a family like page for us, because we'll talk about it in a little bit. Another big update in our life.
Yeah.
But we'll be taking pictures as a family more because we're going to this place that we talked about a lot in the first season, and now we go to regularly.
Yes, unless it's
and
hot.
It starts with a D. Yeah. Right now it's a little too hot.
Yeah.
But so the baby's almost 2. Mariah is 14 years old.
Going to be 14.
Yeah, in October, and is going into the 8th grade, middle school. We are like creeping up on high school. She's literally walking around talking about I can drive in a couple years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How does that make you feel?
Old
Old.
and sad.
I just turned 34 this week.
Yes.
It's another thing that happened. You're still young. You're what, 29?
Forever young.
I wanna be
forever young.
So yeah, we've just been, I don't know why we haven't been on. Honestly, we took a break for the holidays and then just never went off break for the pod.
Yeah.
And kind of just pushed it back.
Yeah, and I think we kind of just needed some like us time.
Yeah.
Like as, our family and like trying to navigate because like
It's been
Everly had
busy.
just turned 1.
Yeah.
And it was just, it got to a point, which never like, there's like that breaking point where it's like, okay, maybe too much is going on.
Yeah.
And let's try to refigure this out.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what it was. We just needed to take a break for ourselves. I think we were very new into our journey of becoming Christians.
Yeah.
And, putting church before
a lot of things.
And
we usually shoot on weekends.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
So, and now we're working that out, footsies.
You didn't see it. Don't look at my toes, bros.
Yeah, I think, and within that strengthened, us and like, even like the work week. So, I mean, it still does, but like getting through the work week with finding God has become easier. Like, you just lean on him a little bit more. Yeah. And times where you're like, God, I'm just so exhausted. How do I do this? I got to go home. There's going to be kids. There's laundry. And then there's weeks where our house is just utter mess, chaos.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is what it is. But I think, becoming Christians and like, it's easier to understand those weeks.
Yeah.
And we're human and we just, we fall behind and we get right back up and keep going. And getting on the podcast is something we both wanted to do for a while. And we just needed to work it out where it was going to flow for us.
Yeah. We you're right. Well, like giving more to God and kind of like taking our religion a little bit more serious. You realize that you're overstressing things that don't need to be overstressed.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, even with this now, it's like, if you want to do it and you'll work it out. Just like everything else, we've always worked it out. So I'm glad to be back. Very happy.
Me too.
I cannot wait to just dive in. We're brushing the dust off of this bad boy right now. So yeah, we have a grown-up in our home. We have a baby that's walking around and not crawling, climbing on things.
Yeah, she fell off the couch yesterday, actually. I was in the kitchen cooking, and all of a sudden I hear like a thud and a cry.
Mm-hmm.
And she is learning, I don't know, not just learning, like, I guess how much she can push it. We've been yelling at her, not yelling at her, but like getting on to her about walking on the couch. Nobody walks on the couch. She's never seen her big sister walk on the couch. Like, we're not.
Why do you think?
And she like hops on the couch and she wants to run back and forth in it because she kind of gets like a bounce with it. And we're like, come on, you're gonna fall, you're gonna hurt yourself. And we try to talk her through it, and sometimes she gets really mad, as babies do, because they can't, express themselves. And she just screams. And I'm hoping that yesterday, even though it sucked and it hurt,
she's learning a lesson every day now.
Maybe that she'll, for a little while, learn not to do that until she gets courage enough to do it again. And then
she's running. She'll like the craziest thing we've been like trying to implement like not like punishing, but like there's consequences.
Yeah.
And there's things that you can't do. And if you're doing those things, you have to learn to listen to mommy and daddy. It's like she's not a baby anymore. She's a toddler. She has to learn to listen. So we've been kind of implementing more like, being stern about certain things. We put her in timeout and we let her cry it out and wait for her. Like we literally put her in a corner one day and waited for her to say sorry.
Yeah.
And when she said sorry, we let her go. So now she knows if she does this bad thing, this happens. And then you have to say you're sorry, understand you made the just trying to implement
Yeah,
things
and
like
then
life things.
let's say we're putting in a corner, we're sitting there with her.
Yeah,
she's
and literally
crying.
talking.
And
We're not
it's
yelling.
okay. You can be upset,
Right.
you know. And like, is she understanding what we're saying fully? No,
Probably not.
but like when we're like, okay, breathe, breathe, she'll stop crying for a second and try to take her deep breaths. And
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's just a process. Like, you know, I didn't do that with Mariah. I didn't even think to, like, you know, I mean, she got put aside and like, you know, let's sit here for a second, you're in trouble. But I don't remember having a moment where I had to like put her in timeout at that age. But also like, I don't know. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
And I was just so young.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really, I can't even remember what I, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, you just try and do the best you can.
Yeah. And each kid's different anyways, but.
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking to like force her to do something and then she's crying and you got to work through it. But that's also making us better parents.
With Everly, I'll have to say this. I think Mariah understood no and would listen.
Everly does not understand.
Everly does not. She actually is I have never, ever experienced a child that can tone people out.
Oh boy.
Everly, and she's ignoring you, and no, her hearing is fine.
Right.
Because when she wants to hear, she's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll just straight up ignore you. Sometimes she'll look at you and then look away like, yeah, no. So she's stubborn.
Super stubborn. But it's been like, I mean, it's crazy to see, like every day she's learning something new.
Yeah.
There's words, there's sentences. She's like, we got for Christmas, call back already. Christmas, we got a new lock that has a code on the door, and I just put it up this month. Sorry. But, so I put it up and it's got a new handle on it, and the bottom handle does not have a lock. So now it's just the padlock with a code. So when we get in the house, we lock this lock. But if you don't lock this lock, the bottom handle that we swapped out is like one of the pull ones instead of a spin. So she is if she knew to grab it down and pull it her way, I think she kept trying to push it. She would have been in the front yard. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to watch a kid like learn things, and she's learning something every day. She's getting smarter and smarter every day. It's so wild. Smart. And then, you know, Mariah is a teenager, but I remember the first season we talked about a lot about how like the teenage years are rough.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this summer, Mariah's been like helpful a lot. If we're like, hey, we need help with something, it's not like when teenagers and their parents butt heads a lot. Right. I mean, it happened yesterday. It's not stopping happening.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, it
happens less during the summer. I will say that.
Yeah, it's because it's not summer.
School.
Yeah. But I feel like something might be clicking in her to where like we need help, and you know what I mean, and we don't have to like ask her to do something and her be rebuttal, you know, like try and start you know what I mean. It's like we're not smashing heads. She's just like, okay, I'll do it.
Or like she still does sometimes the random teenager like, but she'll do it.
But coming back to like trying to be like the Christianity thing and trying to like change things about ourselves, I think that we've become more patient with that.
Right.
To where we're not like quick to be like, why aren't you listening?
Right.
We're like, all right, well, all we did was ask, you know, I don't know. Our whole communication with it all around, like our communication has always been pretty good.
Yeah.
But the communication with a teenager to parents is rough sometimes. And I feel like since that, there's like a new resurgence of like us being a unit more.
Right. And also her going to church, I think, you know.
She already like, she goes to a Catholic school, but I feel like because it's school and it's like being Catholic is a different kind of like, there's different
things. She doesn't
things.
like going to the Catholic part of the school, which I mean,
she
nothing
loves
on,
God. She's
yeah.
always loved God. She's always been religious, but I think that she
doesn't
like
have a connection with being Catholic. She's a
Yep.
Christian and she has a connection with God, and we go to a non-denominational church.
Yeah.
And I just think that's more her flow.
There's kids that are her age walking around that dress like her, that are into the things that she's into.
And
She feels at home. So she's taking, like, she got a new Bible that is sick.
Yeah.
And
she
wanted
me today
it.
She wants to go to youth group so bad, but she doesn't want to go by herself.
So we're trying to like get a friend to go with her.
I don't know what to do. Can I be 15 again?
Right.
And I'll go right in there with you.
She don't want us to go. She wants, because I know she don't want to hear some of the messages, like the like what we're watching. Code and Joe do is for adults.
Well, I think she doesn't. It's not that. I think that she wants to find kids like-minded like her.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't
I want
her to have that
necessarily. The girls that she is close friends with, there's a couple of them that the friendship goes in and out like girls do at this age.
Yeah.
She's probably got one friend that I can say is like really like
friend.
A good friend. But
she's moving.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
I like her parents and everything.
Yeah. Are they moving
Trust
far away?
her parents. Not too far, but
not in Palm Coast.
The youngest son has to go to a different school for like a special. He's falling behind in something. I can't remember. I don't want him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like I do want her to get into youth group, because me getting into worship, those, like, I have a bunch of friends that are in worship. The reason that I started going to the church or found the church was because my one of my best friends, Chris King, who did the counterculture stuff. Well, I'll update you guys. I'm not going to be music hours talking about music, but a lot has changed. But I started coming there because he's one of my best friends, and he was talking about it, and we were looking for a church.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I know the music's going to be sick, and you know that I love music.
Yeah.
So and then it's funny, the day we got baptized, he texted me and he was like, I'll see you tonight. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you should probably get in there too.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what made me think about it. And I was like, you know what? For being a better parent, like, and we're going to church, who am I to let my daughter get baptized and me not support her and get in there? It just made all the sense in the world. And so we've gotten super close with them. We've already been. But then I already had friends that were on worship. My friend Sean and Austin, they're brothers, and their parents run it. So I've gotten super close with them. So now I have this like new friend group that is at the church, and it's like they celebrated my birthday today. It almost made me cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I did not expect it, but everybody came in the room and they're starting to sing happy birthday. I'm like, whose birthday is it? And it's mine, because mine was a week ago, so I'm not thinking it was me. But it's to have that group of people that are in the church that are wholeheartedly inviting you into this family. I do want Mariah to find that in the younger kids, because there are kids that are a couple years older than her that are starting to sing on the big stage that were in the youth group.
Yeah.
That you could just tell are such good kids.
I think she has a fear because Mariah has a hard time making friends, I think.
Once it happens, it's over with. All it takes is the initial thing, because she's not outgoing.
No. She just has such a bold personality that sometimes, people are like...
Yeah, she's the boss.
Yeah, and I think that's something that she needs to learn to navigate, because that's the same thing with me. I'd be either super shy in the beginning, and then once I felt somewhat comfortable, boom, here I am. I'm like very talkative.
I'm almost the same way, but I ease into it a little bit more.
You can fake it a little.
Yeah, that's true.
You can like put on this personality of coming into a room and like shaking somebody's hand. Like everybody at the church, especially with the band is that what
the worship team.
The worship team has been so friendly and nice. I am just the shyest person. Like it takes me forever to feel comfortable with people. Like I could meet you 10 times and it could probably take the 15th time before I'm like,
you break out of your shell a little bit.
I'm just super quiet.
I was like blown away the fact that you were in that room today.
yeah, I when she said, you and the family, I was like, oh no.
We're nervous.
Yeah.
No
I
reason to be
instantly don't
nervous.
want to go just because I have so much anxiety about being around people
Right.
that, I mean, I always just feel judged, and nobody there is judging.
No.
Nobody, most places nobody's really judging. I just always feel judged
Oh, yeah.
and like nervous and like uncomfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They've been like so welcoming.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like every time we sing Austin, like I knew Austin and Sean from the band scene way back in the day.
Mhm.
They were in heavy bands. So like being around them again, I remember how much I loved being around them.
Right.
And now I'm writing music with Sean, and he's like helping me produce what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
So that's gotten we are like getting to be really close friends.
Right.
And watching him, they're both doing the same thing
Yeah.
we're doing.
He makes friends so easily.
yeah. Well, they were already friends,
I know.
but
like you're the type of person that can walk in a room and not know anybody and make a friend.
and make a. I did it. I like you said, like you have to get it. You say I could fake it well. I have to do it a little bit at the church because I know the worship team now. There's still people I'm meeting,
Right.
but there's also people that are just the church is so big. There's so many. When I walked up and got my breakfast this morning, they sang "Happy Birthday" to me again.
Aww.
And I was like, how does everybody know? And how do you know who I am? It's like, but it's so now I'm having to meet all these new people, but it's awesome. Like everybody, it's just been such a good thing. I didn't want to go off on church for a long time, but that's like literally what our lives have been.
It's become
Sunday
home.
has become a big thing, and it's just a positive thing.
Yeah.
And I've already watched like people see me do it on social media, and that has like sparked some of my friends to go to their church, or
Right.
we had a friend that's doing some stuff in the Bunnell campus now because he said that he saw what we were doing with the worship. So it's super cool. We hope I do want Mariah to get in that, and we're going to work on it. We just got to get a good friend. Maybe we talk to Gia's parents and get her to go.
Deidre has a daughter.
Yeah.
That's 14, right?
Yeah.
It's Deidre. Yes.
Yep.
Maybe like, hey, what are you doing one weekend? Can we like try to?
Well, let's try and link our kids up. They're the same
so
age.
she can go to that class. No
boys.
boyfriends.
But yeah, so church has just been a huge thing. I didn't want to, we're not going to sit. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about God now a little bit because it's such a big part of us now. But
no, and it's like in such a open and loving way. I am not. And that's one thing I love about our church is it's not a judging church.
No, people come from all walks of life.
The Bible is the Bible, and a sin is a sin. But I'm not judging you for your sins because I have plenty of them.
Yeah,
I have plenty of them. Everybody does, and it's just I don't know. God's amazing. It's as simple as opening up your heart to Him and getting to go into heaven, and living eternally. Is that the right word? Not eternally. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And just it's beautiful.
Better for the soul.
It's beautiful.
It just it's awesome. All right, so we've updated the family. I think we're like 20 something minutes in. I didn't want. I'm trying not to pay attention to how long we are and stuff, but like I said at the beginning of the episode, we're gonna try and keep a formula going, right? So the beginning of the episode, I say we do this. We talk about what's going on in life. This is a relationship, a parents talking about their kids, updating you guys on our life.
And updating each other. So
yeah.
Everly's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Oh yeah. Hit me with it. So Everly's birthday is coming up.
Right. And of course every birthday has to have a theme.
What is it?
Minnie and Daisy's Boutique.
Oh, I did know this.
Yeah.
I forgot when we sat down and we went to go talk about this, I wasn't sure if I knew. But that rolls into it perfectly.
Yeah. Because she loves that Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, she loves
actually the Fab Five.
She loves all things Disney now.
She does. Frozen.
It's amazing. Frozen.
Let it go.
Literally sings the songs.
Oh, you missed it yesterday. She
will hit the notes, dude. I'm like, whoa.
Singing it like in front of Mariah. Like usually, I feel like she only does it like if one person's in the room.
Yeah.
Maybe us both.
Mm-hmm.
But she arms out like Elsa.
Oh gosh.
Everything. And I was just like,
we got to get her on the amen thing.
Yes.
Austin's son Charlie will literally just be like, "Amen." It's so cute, dude.
Love
It's amazing. But good seg. Baby loves Disney. You guys want to know why the baby loves Disney so much?
that.
Cause drum roll, someone. We are officially, well, we've been for some time since the beginning of the year. The first time we went was in January, I think, or February.
Yeah.
We're Disney pass holders. I've been to all the Disney parks, guys. I'm not some loser over here who's just sticking up for Universal for no reason. I love you, Universal, but we're Disney pass holders, and you guys already, if you've been listening to the pod prior, you know that I bring up the theme parks all the time. It's something that we do. It's literally like when I was stressed about anything in life, we always, at the end of the day, put on park content.
Yeah.
We watch now like a huge group of different vloggers and stuff. And
Tim Tracker's still my favorite.
Yeah. We absolutely the OG. But and we always talk about it. So I was thinking now that it's a new season of the podcast, we kind of want to formulate it so where half the podcast is about us as a family, and the next half of the podcast is our experiences in the park, maybe things we're learning, updates, kind of walk people who don't get to go to the parks all the time,
right,
our experiences in the park, and maybe give people who are coming as a family with 4 or 5 people in it,
right,
we can kind of suggestions, tips on how to be a family who doesn't make a crazy amount of money,
right,
make Disney work. Because when even last year before we got our passes, it was like a thing where we were like, how are we going to afford this? But we want to go. We want the baby to experience it. The baby experiencing Disney is the most magical thing in the world. Rode almost all the rides she could and loves it.
Ran up. And this is a baby that is very much, she's not an outgoing baby. She's not going up to people she does not know. Ran up to Mickey.
Oh, dude.
Opened arms.
It's crazy. And we have, Kyle and Lex, Match Made in Hefner, they have not stopped. We stopped doing the podcast. The first time they were on, we talked about, and I forgot this completely, we started the podcast and they started the YouTube the same exact time. The second episode they were on, we were around the same amount of episodes. They had a certain amount of vlogs, and we were both in the 20s.
Yeah.
They are getting probably close to like 100 or over 50.
Probably because they film almost every time they go to the park.
They post every week.
Yeah, they go. I think they go to the park at least twice a week.
They were at the park Friday.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're looking for to see the park itself and
you can go to them.
Navigate it and just and especially, or if you're, I mean, they're great for family as well. But if you're looking for couple content, if you're a couple and you're like, how do we do Disney and make it fun for us? Because Disney is not just for kids. They're great to follow for that. They try different drinks. They hang out late. They, they definitely, for couples, families, I would suggest them. But they got a good insight of the park. Yeah,
and it just makes sense for us to have. So the second half of each episode will be park stuff.
Yeah,
and I think it's what we love.
Yes,
I've wanted.
I have a question to ask you.
What?
Universal or Disney?
It's hard, dude. Still hard to answer.
No. Before you were I love Universal. Disney's gonna be cool.
There's 2 different loves. Disney is definitely
if you had to choose only one park to go to, if you could only choose Disney or Universal for the rest of your life, what are you choosing?
I'm choosing my Disney passes, and I'm going to Universal for Horror Nights. I'm saying I will buy my separate Horror Night ticket.
No, but I'm saying
not be a
the
pass
question
holder.
is nothing Universal ever again or nothing Disney ever again. Which one are you choosing?
Probably Disney. Right now, at least that's how I'm feeling.
Always, because once it's not that Disney is. I mean, I think Disney is better than Universal. Universal's good. I'm not I love Universal. I love when I go there.
Bashes Universal.
But when you go to Disney, one as a kid growing up with your family, But even
It is more family.
even take that out of there. Going as an adult with your kids and seeing their faces experience
Disney, yeah.
Disney.
And
Universal cannot give that.
yeah.
Maybe for when maybe your kids are a little bit older, it's a different feeling going to Universal. Mariah
enjoys
loved it,
Universal
but there
more.
wasn't magic behind Universal for Mariah. Mariah was just like, "Oh, this is
teenager,
cool. It's fun,
rides, yeah.
right?" So yes, Universal's fun. They have awesome roller coasters that I love, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my hernia fixed and go on them.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually going this weekend.
Yeah.
Or next weekend. So I'll be able. So when we get on the pod next weekend, because we're gonna stick to this, we'll be talking Universal
Yes.
because I haven't been there,
Yeah.
and I have there's tons of things that I haven't seen, and I'm gonna attempt to see all the things.
Yeah.
But I will say before you made me say that you asked the question, and
I got more.
I had to answer
Disney
it.
food, Universal food.
Disney food. But let me say this. That Disney and Universal, they have two different loves. It's two different sides of. Right. I love theme parks. I love rides. I love the escape of going to a park. Universal
has thriller.
Yes, but Universal is more nostalgic for me because I never went to Disney parks as a kid. I did not grow up on heavy Disney stuff. Right. I grew up watching Jurassic Park, right. and I went to Universal when I was
10.
Well, actually, yeah, when I was super young, and then I went when I was in middle school. When we were leaving middle school, going to high school. Mm-hmm. So Universal, like you, have Disney that has this like nostalgic feel, and it's like your childhood. Mm-hmm. Universal has that for me, but now I am a dad. Mm-hmm. I'm a husband. And my wife grew up on Disney stuff, and we're very much raising our children on classic Disney princesses and all this stuff. So now Disney is obviously the place that we go more, and I want to go more because it's new to me,
right?
And because my family can enjoy it more. Right. Well, the baby can enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I think Mariah that's enjoys
where
it really.
My disconnect is with Universal
because you never went. As
I don't
a kid.
have a love for it.
Yeah, we talked about this last
park. It's great. Like if you're here on vacation, and Universal's cheaper than Disney, day passes, I believe. Mm-hmm. If that's the park that
they're actually for day passes, they're around the same.
Are they?
But
well, if you are a parent with older kids that want thrillers, Universal all day. Small kids. Push it to Disney. One thing you cannot do. This is a pro tip from a Floridian, okay? I don't know if other people know this, but Floridians, theme parks, do not wear
jeans.
Well, jeans. Yeah, don't do it in the summer. Do not wear Disney merch to Universal.
Oh, yeah.
Do not wear Universal merch to Disney.
Quit
it's not cool.
Don't bring your ears to Disney.
It's not like, it's all... Yeah. They're all no.
Keep your ears in the hotel when you go to Universal.
Don't do it. It takes everything in me not to judge you.
I know, and that's so funny that we're that way. But we're so like into parks that we're like, don't cross contaminate.
That'll be the first tip of our.
The only thing that I've done is worn Dollywood merch to like other parks.
Have you?
Yeah, I wore my Dollywood shirt a lot for like all. I still wear it.
But
all the time.
But you know what? Dollywood is like also you're wearing Dolly's, merch. It's different,
and it's out of here. It's not in Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like, what is that?
Right.
People don't even know. There's people that don't even know Dollywood exists.
No, I know. It's crazy. That park is awesome.
It is.
We talked about it in last one of the episodes. Our honeymoon. We did a whole episode about our honeymoon and stuff.
We will be able to talk about going because we're thinking about planning a trip next November.
Yeah.
To Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. With our girls, and
first time going with the whole family.
Yeah, maybe more, but definitely
at least us,
and taking them to Dollywood, and just
the mountains.
It's just we've gone to this will be our second year going to South Carolina,
North Carolina, Boone,
North Carolina, and that is just fantastic. It's just being up there.
Yeah, since we're going, since we're going there this year. We're thinking we skip a year for Boone. We skip a year of Thanksgiving every year, so we go every other year. So next year we won't be planning that trip.
No, I'm thinking maybe Halloween
Oh yeah, so instead of going there, we'll
Yeah.
go and actually do the Gatlinburg thing, which is crazy because when we were getting married and we were leaving, we talked about in like 3 or 4 years we'll be able to bring our new big family.
I know, it makes me want to cry.
And we're already almost there.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so I wanted to talk about back on the subject of Universal and Disney.
Mhm.
Universal, I think the only thing that, and I'm gonna do some more research because I haven't been there in a while. Tears in the eyes, girl, crybaby. The only there Disney has got it figured out with the Lightning Lane Genie Plus. We're gonna talk about it.
So
here
we
in a
think
minute.
we haven't been yet since they switched it.
We haven't tried it yet. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, but I'm just saying there's not an option for that in Universal. And
you gotta spend $150.
Yeah, and Universal it has also like the crowds have gotten up to the Disney crowd. Like it's always busy now, and we talked about this last year.
Right.
So
I still
think
don't think
that's
they're Disney busy.
I think they are.
I think because
every ride
you
is
can
over,
go on a ride at Universal and get like 30-minute wait times. Disney, that is very rare
Yeah,
that you're walking in Disney and you're getting a 30-minute wait time. Also, another pro tip, if you're going to Disney and you're out of town and you haven't been here or you're getting your new pass, it is worth paying the $25, $29 per person to get the Lightning Lane.
We're going to talk about it
previously.
So we'll jump into it right now.
Yeah.
So I am new. You were around the original Lightning Lane days, so I can't say anything. I came in and even talked about Hollywood Studios the one time I went.
Mm-hmm.
The Genie Plus thing is amazing. And we talked about, and it's funny, I listened to the episode and I was like, when I heard this, but now I haven't heard anything about it since that Epic Universe was going to have some sort of Genie Plus-esque type thing. Haven't heard anything about that. They should do that for sure. But
I think
having the Genie Plus option, and we're only able to go to the parks a couple times a month tops. We're not going every weekend. So when we go, we buy Genie Plus because we are making sure we're getting stuff done. And I will say,
there's been times that we went without it.
Yeah, to Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, just buy Genie Plus.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to Hollywood Studios later.
Right.
If you're doing Hollywood Studios in the morning and doing you should probably buy it.
I'd say if you switched it and
honestly,
you went to
it helps
Hollywood
in every park
Studio in the morning, and then went to Magic Kingdom, just buy we always just buy the park hopper one. If you have the access to all the parks, because it's like $4 more.
Yeah,
and you can use it at any.
It's not a thing anymore. Genie, but it's Lightning Lane Plus.
But it's still
that's what I'm saying.
You can buy it at any park.
So I've only known Genie Plus, so I'm not familiar with the old Lightning Lane thing. But recently, this is the first week where 4 days into it actually, of them doing the Lightning Lane. It's called Lightning Lane Plus, I think.
Right.
I don't quote me on that. But
when they did
it's Lightning Lane and not Genie Plus
I don't
anymore.
remember you having to select the ride. Like
you would just get you would just
get
lanes.
So we never bought the Lightning Lane. What we did is we were annual pass holders, and every time you go to the park, you got 4.
You accumulate them.
You would get 4 every single time.
Oh shoot!
And if you didn't use them, it didn't accumulate to the next time. You just got the 4 each time you went.
Right. So yeah, I don't know why I'm blanking on what it's actually called. It might be called Lightning Lane Plus, but essentially,
I think it is Lightning Lane.
Look it up real quick. Just look on the Disney app. But essentially, I've only known Genie Plus, so I was like, why are they getting rid of Genie Plus? But then everybody who had done Lightning Lane prior that we watch on YouTube and that heard the Lightning Lane Plus is coming or the new Lightning Lane system is coming.
Just Lightning Lane.
It's just called Lightning Lane.
And then you can do multi-pass or single pass.
So that's what it is, the multi-pass Lightning Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So this multi-pass Lightning Lane, basically, there's tiers, and if you know Disney, you probably already know all this stuff. But there's tiers of rides. Mm-hmm. There's like high tiers, so we're talking like Slinky Dog Dash. We're talking what else is on there?
Slinky Dog Dash is a high tier.
Yeah, that's
really.
So you can only choose one of these high tier, and then there's the other tier.
Big
that you
Thunder
could
would be high tier.
I think so. Yeah, I haven't
Um,
actually opened it up, dude. I'm pretty sure you could look. But so essentially, the 3 days prior to your visit, you could preset your first 3 rides. You can set 3 lightning lanes, and then when you get in that park and you go to that first lightning lane, you get out of it. You can set another lightning
right.
lane,
So for hotel guests,
and yeah, hotel guests can do
you
it
can do up to 7 days.
7 days. So that's already like
So if,
For a-
especially if you're out of town,
yeah,
people
That's
that
what
you're
I'm saying.
flying in,
yeah.
being able to plan your first 3 rides of each day that you purchase that
You're guaranteeing at least
is a
riding some
win,
stuff.
because if you're spending that type of money to come into Florida out of state, or even just long distance from Florida to spend a trip at Disney,
Yeah.
it is so worth it for Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
If you can't do it every day, you have to at least budget that in for one day, because the amount we did the first time we went to Disney, since we were pass holders, we did 95% of the rides. I think there were like 3 rides
Yeah.
that we
With
did not do.
Yeah.
And one of them you'd have to buy individual Lightning Lane, which is Mine Train.
Mine Train, yeah.
It was Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan was always sold out.
It was sold out, and it was Winnie
the times were gone.
and then it was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Those,
that's Genie Plus.
Those were the 3 that we did not get done in a full in a half a day. Actually,
Right.
we left I think at like 3, 4.
Yeah.
We got there at opening and left at 4 and had done everything in the park.
Yep.
It's well worth it.
Yeah. So but now it's the only thing that I'm seeing online about Lightning Lane is the availability has seemed a little less, but that could be because they're still working things out. They're trying to figure out how many people they could actually let sign up for these
That kind
queues.
of confuses me, because if it's very similar to Genie Plus.
Yeah.
So you should already know based off of Genie Plus how many people you were going to be able to let into.
And also, if you know the parks a little bit, like we kind of know,
like
between
you, go straight
you
to the,
and them and Kyle and Lex, I came in knowing what rides to prioritize in the beginning of the day that are going to get gone.
right.
So things like I've noticed like things like Haunted Mansion and Pirates are the availability in the middle of the day is like gone.
Right,
quick.
but also if you go to Jungle Cruise first thing in the morning, you might not need a Genie Plus. You can catch
Lightning Lane.
Lightning Lane.
We got to get
You
used to it.
also might not need it for Pirates first thing in the morning.
Right.
But I mean, it all depends on how busy it is too. So if you are somebody that's coming in out of town and you don't know how busy it's going to be, or especially summertime,
Yeah. Buy Lightning Lane.
Buy
It's
Lightning Lane.
$26 a person.
I think it's 30 now
really?
with the Lightning Lane Plus. But before it was 25 for the multi-day pass, like the multi park pass.
Yes. Oh, for Genie Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's 30 now for the the park hopper multi-park.
It's a multi-pass, but it's all the parks.
Yes.
And you could literally like be doing, you could have your 3 booked for Magic Kingdom. Say you have Haunted Mansion, Pirates, and what else? Jungle Cruise booked.
Yeah.
And your first thing is Jungle Cruise. So you go bang out Jungle Cruise and you know you got those 2 other rides in Magic Kingdom. You can book something in Hollywood Studios next.
That's what I think I like
and you
more.
You could go to the next park. You could already do this in Genie Plus, but it was only one at a time.
Yeah, see, this is what I really think is the best part about it now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that, yes, you get to plan those 3 rides ahead of time, but you always have 3 rides, because as soon as you check in for one ride,
you can
book
one.
another
So
one.
no matter
so you
what,
always have the 3 rides.
So throughout the day, you always have something that you're doing. Also, I think
It helps you schedule, I think, your day, because people said the thing that they didn't like about Genie Plus was to be on their phone constantly and hopping around to this part, this part. If you get your first 3 in the same side of the park, and then after that you're like, okay, I have 2 more here and I want to move over here.
That's what I was going to get into. Was like Genie Plus, I loved it, and I've only known it one way.
Yeah, I did not like it.
Genie Plus, you kind of you were going off of what was available, so you could do you could book Haunted Mansion in the beginning of the day, first thing, and then the only thing available is Space Mountain. So then you're going over to Space Mountain, and then when you got out of Space Mountain and you're in the line for Space Mountain, you're looking what's available, and it's Jungle Cruise.
Right.
So now you've gone here, back to here, and it's like, I've seen the meme where it was like Lightning Lane. You could plan your whole day, and it was like a perfect circle around the park. And then Genie Plus was like, ging, 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 here. And that was a lot. Like, if you're in the parks, it's hot as hell. You're there all day, and you're having to walk extra by going diagonal here, just to grab what's available. Mm-hmm. And now with Lightning Lane, you could start your day with, say, Jungle Cruise, then make your way to what's next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What would be next? Pirates. And then you work your way to
Haunted
Mansion. Then you work your way
like
to...
when you're doing Lightning Lane,
yeah,
do not schedule Jungle Cruise unless you're going to do it for later on in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you shoot right over there, I mean, park opens, you're there, you're ready.
Yeah.
If you shoot right over there, you don't have to use one of your 3 first Lightning Lanes for it.
Too.
You can get on Jungle Cruise, experience
I can't wait to go test this
out. Be done, and then have your 3 rides that are already booked up probably. And then, so that first ride, I always suggest if you're at opening, get one of the rides that you think that you know are like the busier rides that like book up really quick.
Yep.
And do that first because your wait is going to not be as long. You might wait like 45 minutes, 30 minutes for Jungle Cruise. But later on in the day, if you didn't get that fast pass for it, you're going to be waiting sometimes 2 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be gone.
So just shoot right over there first thing in the morning. Get that and then use your 3 after that.
We are pretty adamant on being there early.
Yeah.
Staying later, you can definitely part those things start opening back up for sure. But with the Lightning Lane stuff now, don't know if it'll be available. So being there at Rope Drop, just do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, like I want to test this out because if we're there at Rope Drop and we just go straight to go off to the left and just go right to those rides that we know don't fill up within the first hour or so.
Right.
We might have to waste a Lightning Lane. So you could kind of do the first couple, maybe your first Lightning Lane be Haunted Mansion, and then you make your way over to,
Right. Which segueing into another question that actually I have for you guys, if you've stayed at any resorts, Disney resorts, if you are a resort guest, it used to be you got in an hour early, or I don't think it's
still a thing.
It's still an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. So then if you get there within that hour, you can bang out so much before. So always book your Lightning Lanes midday for the first, but those 3, you get a week ahead. So everybody else that just is here only gets 3 days.
I didn't think about that at all. The people that are staying at resorts
they're getting the first ones.
A really good. If you're buying Lightning Lane and you're in a resort and you're getting in there an hour early, you are getting a good day at
Don't
Disney.
use any of your Lightning Lanes.
Early. I'm really excited to we can't be the people that research it right away. We kind of just can go when we can go, but we are close, so we can go.
Yeah.
Not Kyle. Well, they're gonna. I think they went. Dang, we should have called them and got some feedback on it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next episode. But Brittany, Mariah, and Colton and Dalton are going to be using it on Tuesday. So
they can actually book theirs now because they're staying at
they're
Port
staying
Orleans.
At Port Orleans. I'm mad at them because
we
haven't stayed in a resort yet.
Question for you guys. I grew up and we always stayed in Fort Wilderness and Art of Animation. Those were the most like budget family for like big families. My parents had 5 kids. So those were always like the better hotels for a big family. What is your suggestion for a resort to stay, like for a first resort stay, because Brian's never stayed in any of them?
Are we talking like budget?
I mean,
are we just saying like
no, just dream whatever. If you stayed there, let us know. I would love to get to the point where we can afford to stay at any of them. But right now, my favorite will always be, but they're switching over the cabins. Is Fort Wilderness. That has my heart because as a little girl, I remember like being there and going to the campfire with Chip and Dale, which
Yep.
they still do.
Yeah, the s'mores and stuff.
I just getting up in the morning and heading to the bus to Disney or riding the boat over and
Yeah.
like getting that extra hour and just feeling so special and all like the little things that they do at the park. Yeah, it just and
Yeah,
then Art of Animation, we started going there when we were a little bit older. But Mariah, I got to take her to Fort Wilderness Art of Animation. She's also stayed at, I can't think of the name of it. It's the Caribbean Resort.
See,
It's
I'm
based
new.
off the Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of. I can't remember the name of it.
I am new to this. The resorts, I still kind of lost with all the resorts.
Right.
Watching vlogs now, I'm kind of like starting to take the information in, but the resorts still confuse me. I'm still trying to like learn my way of the parks, which I'm getting. There's a lot of stuff I still haven't ridden.
Right.
I think I've ridden everything in Magic except for Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan's always hard. It's a long wait.
I've
And
ridden.
it breaks down a lot.
Yeah, I've ridden everything that's important, or it seems like, in Hollywood Studios.
What haven't you rode?
In Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple little, I don't, you know where
The
It's not
alien one,
Docking
the
Bay.
spinner.
I've ridden that.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. There's like that area where the Star Wars, you know, when you walk through the arches and straight ahead there's the Star Wars, it's Docking Bay, right? No, it's people are cringing right now. See, I'm new, guys. I'm still new. But there's a couple things over there with like Lightning McQueen. There's like a show or something that I haven't seen over
But it's
there.
not rides.
Yeah. So maybe I have ridden every ride at Hollywood.
You've done even like the
There's shows that I haven't seen. Indiana Jones.
yeah, but you've
But all
done
the
the
rides-
one that makes everybody sick.
No,
Mission to Space.
that's not there. That's at Magic, isn't it?
Mission to Space now.
That's not at Hollywood Studios. That's at Epcot.
Is it at Epcot?
Is it Epcot? I think it is.
Okay.
I haven't ridden that either. So there's
Okay.
still every park. There's rides that I haven't hit except for Meiji. Well,
I
every park.
I think you've done all the rides
At
at
Hollywood.
Hollywood. And the only park I think at Disney you haven't done, I mean at Magic Kingdom, would be Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Epcot.
Epcot.
Country Bears is not a ride, but I'm so excited
Yeah.
for you to see that for the first time.
Yeah,
There's this
the new
picture
one. I can't wait.
that I cannot wait to take care of Brian and the girl. I'm so emotional right now. I love Disney. I love my kids that my dad took with all of us. And we retook it as adults with my dad. And I just want to take a picture of.
It's at the Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we go to Disney the next time, we have a lot of stuff to catch up on because it's been a while since we went. I have to catch up on Tiana. We haven't done Tiana's yet.
No, I
we have
can't
to check
do
the new.
it.
We're gonna try the new Lightning Lane thing and Country Bears Jamboree.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see that. I don't know why, but I'm like obsessed with it. I
We
want to
might
see it
be
so bad.
taking a day trip to one of the character dinings and maybe not going to the park because I want to do a character dining for Everly's birthday.
That'd be fun.
So that's if it's in the budget, that's what because they're expensive. And if you have any suggestions for character dining,
Yeah, shoot them our way, dude.
shoot them our way. I think I know which one I'm going to do, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mhm.
I
That's
keep
also some stuff that I'm like
bouncing,
still learning.
thinking like maybe we do one of the breakfast ones because they tend to actually be a little bit cheaper
Uh-huh.
by like I think $5 to $10. I want to say $10 cheaper for adults, which is a huge savings.
Yeah.
Because we're 3 adults. Mariah is an adult
Yep,
price
she's
at
a
Disney.
she's a
So
baby to
that's
us. but she's an
saving
adult
us
to the world.
$30 to do the breakfast. So wake up a little early and head
Yeah.
down there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So
I knew you brought that up, but I wasn't sure if we were
yeah,
really
I just
considering
haven't
it.
decided if because the one that would have the characters that she would like, Mickey and Minnie, is the one that everybody says is not great, and
The
that's
food's not great, right?
Mickey's Kitchen. Which one is that? I can't think of what it's called. Paging Morrow goes there a lot.
Yeah, but he said he didn't like it. Is that the one he said
He didn't say he doesn't like because he goes there quite often.
Okay, so I'm tripping.
It's one he usually goes with his mother, comes in town,
Okay.
and they did the Christmas. Was it Christmas or was it Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
They did Thanksgiving there. It's just out of everybody, they tend not to like it.
The food,
The food,
but the
the characters, great.
characters are obviously.
But if you're
awesome.
going to pay that price because they're all similar in price, you might as well get the food and the characters.
Uh-huh.
So they have a princess one that's a breakfast one.
That's
It's the 18, the one that Tim and Jen just went to. It's the buffet. Is it 18,
I have no idea.
84, 18?
I have no idea. You're
can't
asking
think of
the wrong
it.
person.
But it's a buffet and it's at one. I think it's at the Floridian.
Oh, okay.
So I'm leaning
Correct
towards
us
that.
if we're
Yeah.
wrong. Like we
I'm leaning towards that one and just dressing her up like a princess and
Right.
enjoying that. But yeah, I think we're gonna do that for
That'd
her
be
birthday,
cool.
and that'd be probably the next Disney thing that I'm involved in because
Right.
I'm not doing the parks in the summer.
Yeah,
You won't
Florida
keep me
is.
there from the time
I'll do
of
it, but she won't.
June to August. Ain't gonna be there.
And
Ain't
it's
gonna be there.
already August,
And
so we're almost
I
there.
use my kids as an excuse. It's too hot for that baby.
She is. She gets all like rosy and it's
She
hilarious.
does, and we
that
have
was
the
in
fan,
June.
and we have everything. It's just too hot.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a next time we go to Disney, we have a lot to do.
Yeah.
I kind of well, I'll have to reach out to Kyle and Lex and kind of like see what they're thinking with everything because by now I think they've used Lightning Lane. They rode Tiana's. So I want to kind of
Yeah.
and they know a lot about the resorts and stuff more than the resort just like I hadn't been to Disney, so I didn't know a lot about it. Now it's like I've been to the parks and I know a little bit and I'm learning.
Right.
The resorts I haven't been. I've only popped in here and there,
Right.
and I have no idea where I am half the time. So I'm still learning, and it's been a while since you did a lot. So
Right. It's been like 6 years since I've stayed in a resort.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, got a lot to catch up with Disney, and that's what we're going to be doing every week. You'll see us catching up. We
Yeah.
want to learn things from everybody that already is like super knowledgeable, and what we learn, we kind of want to regurgitate and give to people who are trying
Yeah.
to learn, and let you like if someone gives us like a referral for something, and we're they're two people and we're a family of four. We're going to kind of tell you, hey, this is more for couples. This is more for this.
Yeah.
We're learning.
I do. There are some like budget friendly sit down restaurants that my parents never took us to because I don't think we ever realized that they were kind of budget friendly.
Right.
I mean, still more expensive than the quick serve food
Right.
for sure. You're probably going to pay an extra five to 10, depending on what you're ordering off the menu, $5 to $10 extra a person, which that can, yes, be expensive, but you're getting refills, you're getting out of the heat, you're being served, you're not waiting in a long line.
Right.
Which one of them was the one Palace?
Yeah, we did that one already.
That food was like okay. It was maybe slightly better than the quick serve food.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a good portion of food
There's
for
still a
what
lot
you were
of
paying for it. And I think we paid, I would say like $3 more a person to eat in there rather than eating at one of the quick serves.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't a huge like
Right.
And plus you had the tip. So then there's that too.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like $3 a person. Plus you got to put a tip on there.
I thought the food was good, but
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
By far it wasn't bad, but to me it was just like slightly better than the quick serve. But I don't mind Disney's quick serve at certain things. Like I love Texas Pete. I call it Texas Pete, but I don't think that's the right name. Texas Pete's Taco.
I don't know.
We went there the first time. We had the tacos.
Oh yeah, it's in near Country Bears.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the actual restaurant's called.
It's quick serve. I think it's one of my favorite, but I will say it was different than last time that I had it. Yeah. They used to have, since COVID, I don't think they do it anymore. They used to have like this bar where you could put all these toppings on top of your nachos and stuff. It's not there anymore.
It's there, but there's nothing in it.
There's nothing in it. And that was kind of disappointing for me because then like you miss like making it into like a taco salad almost like, and like
getting
making it
more
bigger
for your buck.
Yeah. So I missed that.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't know, but I didn't know this about like McDonald's until I was older. And you can customize your orders. If you see something on there that you don't like, you can customize it, which I really didn't know that about Disney until like 6 months ago.
Right.
Best food that we've had at Disney? Yak and Yeti,
baby. I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
So
good.
That's at Animal Kingdom.
And that one
in Africa? Is it in Africa?
India?
Is it?
I think it's in India.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's in India.
Oh yeah, because it's yeah. It's really
good.
Close to Why am I drawing a blank? It's really close to Everest.
Yeah,
it's right down the way. But this place, dude, surprised the heck out of us. I was like, holy Lord. I was going to
not an
say
inkling of
bad food there.
not an inkling of park food.
Yeah, it was like being in a really nice restaurant in the middle of the theme park.
Yeah, because it's
So
it's
good.
not owned by Disney.
Yeah.
It's in Disney. It's contracted with Disney. It's actually part of the
This ain't no Rainforest Cafe, baby.
but it's part of Rainforest Cafe.
Is it?
Rainforest Cafe is not owned by Disney.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, it's owned by, but it's a tier higher.
Yak and Yeti is owned by Rainforest.
Well, the company that owns both of them. I can't remember the name of the company.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know
But
this.
if you go to
Are
the
you
Rainforest
sure?
Cafe, yes.
Okay.
If you go to the Rainforest Cafe, it is also slightly better than the regular theme park food.
Some of it's pretty bad.
What was pretty bad?
Who got bad food? I can't remember.
None of us.
None of us did?
None of us.
A lot of people talk about those places and say they're not great.
They're way better than what you're getting in the park, I think.
Okay.
And you know, I'm
It was
picky.
interesting.
I'm very picky.
Yeah.
We
waited a very long time for it.
We did, but it's very cool inside too
Yeah.
at Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
It's super cool for the kids. If I'm going to Orlando and I'm not at Disney, no,
Not hitting Rainforest.
I'm not hitting Rainforest.
But you're at Animal Kingdom and you're on
you're
your way out
there,
and you're
yeah.
starving.
Get it.
Right.
But that's a pro tip about Yak and Yeti. It is a sit-down restaurant. You can walk up and put your name on the list a lot of the time. You don't have to have a reservation for it because even it'll say not a walk up. You can walk up.
Right.
That's what we did, and I think we waited 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, we got up in there pretty quick.
And it's
All
so
right.
cool. I think your best view in a restaurant because you're on they have a second level.
Yeah, you get to watch people walking around. Dang, I put the wrong code in. But yeah, so and we haven't done everything at Disney. We've had a few days. Me and you did a date day at Epcot, and I actually got to like soak in Epcot a little bit.
Yeah,
and that was nice.
That's the first time I've really. I mean, I've been to Epcot a lot. I mean, not as much as Magic Kingdom for sure, but I've been a decent amount of times, and that is the first time I was like, oh, I see why people like it. If you go as adults, I'm not taking my kid there.
We went to, what was the last festival? Was it Flower and Garden?
Mm-hmm.
We went to Flower Garden with the full family. Was the baby with us?
No, Mariah was.
So Mariah was with us, and then we were with your brother and sister.
I didn't enjoy it as that much.
Yeah, because I don't think Mariah enjoys it. It's not like... But then we went on our date day by ourselves and had
not a festival though.
Yeah,
and
no
still
festival,
had a great time
and had an amazing time. But
yeah, you have to go with people that like love trying different foods.
Yeah.
My brother Colton, I don't think he is the pickiest, but he's
not adventurous.
He's also a Thomas, and if you know what a Thomas means, this means you got tummy issues and you got to worry about what you're eating when you're eating it.
Jesus.
And it was too hot out, and he had something the night before, and he wasn't eating nothing pretty much. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to try this because I don't want it. And then Mariah is about to be 14 and had just probably been 13, turned 13 after that, and was not enjoying that park.
There's no rides.
People were like, oh, it's a great in-between park for your kids. Not unless you want to hear them whining, they're bored, and there's nothing to do. And if a 13-year-old's doing that, I guarantee your 5-year-old's doing it. Right. So get yourself a babysitter or I would say just skip the park.
Skip Epcot.
If you had kids with you?
Right.
Yeah. Would you not suggest to skip the park if you had kids with you?
I don't think it's much. I think it's a quick park if you go with kids.
Yeah. Or if you have a baby, like Everly's age is probably fine.
Yeah, I went with the baby one day. I can't remember. It was me and you might not have went.
And we went. It was your mom's first trip.
And we went to Epcot?
We went there so she could ride. No, did we not go to Epcot in the beginning?
I don't remember. But maybe next episode we can kind of break down some of our trips.
They all blend.
Break down like our first trips and stuff because we've gone to most of the parks. The first time we went to Animal Kingdom, we didn't do anything because it was ridiculously busy. And everybody was like,
that was the
craziest
thing I've ever seen.
We did Bugs before it closed, and that was it.
Yeah,
and then we went to Rainforest. So we're still going and experiencing. I'm still learning. I've been to all the parks a couple times now. But yeah, I think that maybe next episode we could break down like our full first trip.
Yeah.
Because we're already far in and we haven't even talked to Universal yet.
All right. Well, to end Disney though,
What's that?
Okay. Favorite park, least to favorite.
Oh, you want me to you want
Yeah.
me to? It's hard to say, and I don't, but I don't think it's going to change. Darn it!
I can go
Go
first.
ahead.
Okay. So least to favorite. Animal Kingdom
Is your very least?
is very least.
Okay.
Then I would go Epcot,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood Studio, Magic Kingdom.
See, ours are exactly the same. Sorry, jeez, me yawning. It's usually you.
I know.
Ours are exactly the same except for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood are flipped. Magic Kingdom is obviously amazing, and I love bringing my family. But geez, Louise, you okay?
Yeah, I was just hit
Breaking
by
it
somebody.
down. Someone hit me. And it
right
wasn't
here
me.
while I was sitting here.
Oh my gosh. But I think that Hollywood Studios was the first park I went to, so it has like something magical about it.
Star Wars.
I said Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah.
And Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fanatic, and I honestly want to spend a day just sitting at Batuu
Yeah.
and soaking it in.
So yours is Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom's my last. Epcot's my third to last. Then Magic is my second, and my very first is Hollywood. Right now, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it changes. But yeah, and I want to get Lex and Kyle on because their order changed both times that they were on.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to see what it is a year later because we're almost a year out from the last time that they were on.
Yeah, I think Lex is usually Epcot is usually her first.
Yeah,
as long as a festival is going on.
Uh-huh.
And then if the festival's not going on, I think she switches to Magic Kingdom.
No, I think it's Animal Kingdom. Because the one time she came on, she was like, I've
did.
been loving Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
and it might be my second
But then
favorite.
recently she was just saying she loves Magic Kingdom.
And they've both been saying the Hollywood Studios. I think they flop
this
around.
This girl just loves Disney.
Yeah, they can't
love
decide.
Them
all right, Disney. We are learning. Please bring your comments in. If you have requests, let us know what resorts to go to, what you think are the best resort to go to first would be. Anything that we said that was wrong, correct us.
Yeah.
Because we're learning. She knows, but she went as a kid, and she's not like, she's never been like the learn it all, know all the lore, blah. She just went and experienced it as a kid and had fun.
Right.
So, and we're trying to learn. I want to learn. My brother, I picked on my brother quite a bit when he first got his Disney passes because he was like,
he was a hater.
Knowledge. But now I want to be knowledge. I want to know everything because I know most of the Universal lore.
Yeah.
I know a lot about Universal.
Yeah.
But let's seg into Universal talk. So right now we have to still do.
Just kidding.
Yeah. I still have to do. So this time I'm going to try and get it all done, but I will have Mariah with me. Who knows if we'll be able to get it all done because there's a lot that has to be done in this day. I'm bringing Mariah to Universal next weekend.
Right.
There's a new parade that I haven't seen. There's a new night show we haven't seen.
You're making it to the night show?
That's the one thing I'm thinking we might not see this time around. And DreamWorks Land. DreamWorks Land probably won't get we won't get the full experience because I want to bring the baby to DreamWorks Land because that's who's going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they have water thing going on and stuff.
Right.
But the big news for me for Universal right now is
so you guys go later.
Huh? You think we should go later?
You could go. Not not super
just
late.
Just don't go early.
Just don't go super early so you can make the night show because I think she would enjoy that. And then it's there's no like fast pass that you're getting there. You're just going to go ride. It might be slower.
It might be. You're right. That's actually a good idea. Maybe we'll go like late morning, early afternoon.
Leave here like 12. Get there around 2.
Get there at 2, yeah, and then just do the rest of the day because Hagrid's and all that stuff kind of slows down later in the day.
Yeah.
I'm definitely trying to ride roller. And I think the parade times are later in the evening, or not evening, but like late afternoon.
Yeah.
But the big thing that's going on, if you listen to last season, if you listen to the first 26 episodes, I'm a Horror Nights person. And we have not officially gotten all the announcements, but there's one still that's being teased, but the houses are all announced. So I wanted to break down what the houses are. Well, I'm just going to give the names. And I know you're going to hate on it, but it's all right.
I don't hate on
it. I know. That's what you say.
I love it for you.
She's not going this year, I don't think.
No, I haven't gone the last 3 years.
No, you went. You didn't.
I didn't go last year for sure.
Yeah, you might have went the year before. I know. I only went once last year, and I went on the very last day.
I may have went the year before, yeah, because I think my dad ended up buying my ticket because you guys were going for Mariah's birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So Horror Nights. Yeah, we have A Quiet Place. You've seen A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I've seen A Quiet. We've seen both of them.
Yeah.
Right. Uh, Great movies. I think they're good movies. I don't think they're very scary. They're definitely like suspenseful.
Right.
I'm kind of like, and everybody else seems to be on the wall of what they're gonna do.
Right.
Because the whole thing is being quiet. But then someone also brought up the fact that the monsters only attack you if you're loud. So if it's loud in the house, the monsters are going to be after you. But did you ever do Graveyard Games? Do you remember that house? It was in where Monster. It was in. So you remember the year what Weekend?
Yeah.
All right. So you know how they have the float that where that house was, and then there's the house that when you're walking out of there, you walk past
You just explain the house kind of because I don't
the
know.
Weekend house.
Is
I'm
that what
just
you're
telling-
talking
yeah.
about?
So I'm just telling you placement of where the houses are. So do you remember where Weekend House was? That big.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you walk out of that house, you walk past another house
Right.
that was to the right.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Graveyard Games was in that,
Right.
and it was like it was literally like a group of teens playing a game in the graveyard, and it led to all this craziness.
No.
Well, there's a part in this house that was a black room
Mm-hmm.
with nothing, completely pitch black, so it had hanging black things, and in behind the hanging black curtains you walked really close, narrow,
Mm-hmm.
and it was completely silent, and it had like ghost sounds and like talking in this thing. It was really eerie and scary. You don't remember? This doesn't ring any bells. The only thing that I'm thinking they might do is something like that for A Quiet Place, because they can kind of, but the Quiet Place house is in a soundstage that shares with another house. So keeping it completely silent can be pretty hard.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions about
Right.
the Quiet Place. I'm not going to lie, I don't mean to be a hater, but I have not seen these yet. I've seen the originals, and I love the original house. But this year we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Not really interested.
It's
It
just
could
not
surprise.
scary.
Yeah, it's not scary. It could surprise me. I'm not going to talk about that much. I'm probably going to try and watch the movies before I go. Just hasn't interested me.
Right.
Ghostbusters wasn't like the biggest thing in the world to me when I was younger either. Like I wasn't. It's good. It's
Right.
amazing. I understand why people love it, but it just wasn't like my favorite thing in the
Mhm.
world. So a new version of it, the new movies, I'm just not. They don't intrigue me, but I
Right.
will watch them. Who knows? I might love them. So yeah, we have that Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Some people are hyped. Most people are like, whatever. This at first, this next one was kind of like, we've done this already.
Yeah.
And this is kind of, in my opinion, the later movies kind of got beat
Yeah.
a little bit. Like they're not as good as, but the first three are very good. And they are scary. And the first house that they did for this was extremely good and extremely scary. And so we have Insidious the Further. And from what I understand, I'm not going to sit here and read the description, but I'm pretty sure that it is like a compilation of scenes from like the scenes from the Further. So
Mhm.
it's a compilation of all the
You're
scariest
in the
crap.
further.
Yeah, basically you're experiencing
Being on that side.
being in the Further. I'm excited for that.
That one's gonna be good. I love those movies.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a good one. I feel like go ahead, never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like the rest of the houses are very lackluster this year.
I think that the IPs are for sure. I think the original houses are going to hit because there's one specific one in it that I'm very excited for. We're going to
Okay.
get to. The next one is basically an IP. I'm pretty sure people consider this an IP. We have Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. Not going to go into like exactly what it is, but basically we got the ladies fighting each other. We got daughters and wives and of the main monsters battling. At least that's what I take from it, from the
So like
description.
Frankenstein's wife.
The Bride of Frankenstein seems to
Dracula's
be
wife.
Dracula's wife is in it. Yep,
Okay.
that's the cover is literally them.
Okay.
Haven't done much research, and I don't want to sit here and read the descriptions. Maybe if you guys want more Horror Nights, you want me to go deeper, we can next episode for sure.
Mhm.
But we're already like an hour and something in. So the next one is an original. It's called Monstrous: The Monsters of Latin America. I don't know where.
Chupacabra.
Right,
Chupacabra.
right. I don't know what stage this is in, but if it is in one of those, like where Chupacabra was, or maybe like near where Blood Moon was that year, with the big sets,
Yeah.
this could be a killer. Because I'm a set guy.
What,
I usually leave you Horror Nights loving whatever house had the most extravagant set. Blood Moon.
What about the
Dead Man's Wake?
What is this called again?
This is Monstrous, the Monsters of Latin America.
So what other does it say? What they are? Because all I can think of Chupacabra, but I know there's another one and I can't think of the name of it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I can't think of what it is.
Terrifying. I can't pronounce these. I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. But yeah, there is named. There are some named, but it's not Chupacabra or anything like that. So it's probably something that we're not really aware, like too versed on.
Okay, because I know there's like, well, one's like a something dog, but like it's in Spanish, and I don't know how I went.
Yeah,
but anyways,
you want to see them?
They're very creepy.
The last few names are like what they are. Yeah, I didn't do much research into this house yet, so I don't really know yet. We'll see. I'm excited for it though, because if it is in one of the bigger sounds,
I'm not going to pronounce.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just terrible. But if it is good try. If it is in one of the bigger, more roomy sound stages, it could kill because Latin America.
Yeah, because a lot of their
Chupacabra was just so good.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. A lot of their like, what are they called? Monsters? They're not calling them monsters, are they?
Yeah, they're called the Monsters of Latin America.
Okay, so a lot of their stuff is like shape shifting creatures.
Okay,
that's what they believe in heavily. So like they can all take different forms. So that's kind of scary if that goes on the fount of like you don't know what's coming at you. 2, they can all take different forms, so you don't know which of what evil is coming for you. I know some are to like some of them like to take like I believe possession of you. Others are just wanting to kill you.
Okay.
Right. And then I wouldn't know, but
yeah,
like,
they literally name 3 legends here, and I'm not gonna attempt, but I'm gonna I'm gonna TikTok this, and look it up, because I guarantee if I look up this house on TikTok, somebody is breaking down these legends. I just don't know much about them, but the only thing I think is I love when Universal takes a specific place that's real and builds it big in a soundstage.
Right.
So hopefully.
And based off that
who knows?
Stuff,
I could leave thinking that's the sickest house.
Right.
My most anticipated house for this year is Slaughter Cinema 2. Are you aware of Slaughter Cinema? Do you know what came from Slaughter Cinema?
Jason?
No.
Freddy?
Slaughter Cinema. It was in the behind MIB.
I know you've talked about it a lot.
Behind MIB. And it was like a B movie theater where you walk through each movie. Yeti.
Yeah.
Was originally in this house, and that's what started the Yeti craze in Horror Nights, was this house. So, and all the other movies that were in this house, so cool.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to see some sequels, some prequels of, Slaughter Cinema 1.
But what is Slaughter Cinema? Like, what is that?
It's a movie. It's like, essentially, it's a B movie
But
theater.
what is it about?
It's what I'm explaining it to you. I'm telling
confused.
You. Slaughter Cinema, the house is like you're going into a movie theater of B movies, but you're walking through the movies. So Yeti was one movie. There was like a baby one. There was a bunch of crazy stuff.
Okay, so these are the movies you're gonna go see. See, I took it as
like you walked past. It was cool. You walked past like the movie poster and into the movie, and it was like scenes from the movie.
Yeah.
You don't seem interested, but it was really good. You had to be there.
Because I thought when you said Slaughter Cinema, I envisioned something else in my head. I envisioned you going to like be going with this crappy movie with your friends, and the movie ends up turning into like Slaughter Mayhem. Like you're like they're coming at you.
Kind of.
That kind of seems cooler to me than seeing.
It's like living
less movies coming to life.
It's living a horror movie marathon,
right?
And I don't know if you know anything about Cary, Ohio.
Yes.
but this was like took place in Cary, Ohio. So like
Yeah.
the facade was Cary. It was like a big sign of Cary, Ohio, but they have scratched on since Cary. That was a different house, but it takes place in Cary, Ohio, or Cary, Ohio. The next one is the museum, Deadly Exhibits. That could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Got exhibits coming to life and trying to kill you.
Right.
That could be like a bunch of different costumes, a bunch of different stuff. Haven't done much research.
Having some Greek god guy butt naked running after you.
Yeah, butt
Great.
naked would be
I mean,
wild.
Are they always butt naked?
Well, maybe hopefully we only see their butts. The next one I'm super excited for too. You'll remember this. Do you remember the Scare Zone Major Suites?
Yeah.
They have a house this year.
Mhm.
I'm excited for
So
that.
kids trying to kill you?
Yep, kids trying to eating poison candy and trying to kill you. I thought that Scare Zone was super cool. I only went through it. We only went once that year, twice that year, and I will say that I didn't experience the Scare Zone as much as I wish I would have.
Mhm.
But what they did in the alleyway with all the food and stuff, the way it was set up, super cool. And
Yeah.
they had floats, and it was very big and
Everything
like lavish.
looks great at Hollywood Studios, like during Halloween Horror Nights.
Universal Studios.
What?
You
Anyways,
said Hollywood Studios.
Universal Studios during Halloween Horror Nights. They all look great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That doesn't mean they can't be lackluster. Like, I don't get the
No, some days are better than others too.
Yeah.
Like some days there's been houses. My list from last year, everybody put Chucky at the bottom, but I had Chucky at like third to last because when I went through, I had a good run through, and I knew it was everybody's worst.
Yeah, because when we went through the what's that singer's name? The Weeknd's house.
Weeknd's house.
The first time you went through it, you were like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Then we went through it, and there were like no actors in it.
Yeah. But I loved it.
Right. But when we went, there were like no actors anywhere, scare actors. And it is on certain nights they have less working. But Halloween Horror Nights is supposed to be scary. And I feel like 50% of it is not scary.
Yeah, you said this a lot last year when we talked about it.
I think it's cool looking, but it's not scary. Yeah. And like they've made it too much for families, and that's great. Whatever pulls you in more money, but like to me, it's lost my money. Like I know you guys are still paying for it.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for it. I don't think. And everybody goes, "Oh, you scream through all the I scream throughout the houses because usually my sister's either in front of me or behind me screaming, and then I scream." Yes, there are times that I got and it gets me 100%, but it's just not the like my heart is not pounding when I leave.
Okay.
I walk through those doors and I'm fine.
All right.
They used to heart pound, walk out, and you're like, "Oh,
yeah,
whoa."
We were younger too, but yeah,
I don't get that from it.
Okay.
And it's more expensive now.
It's overpriced.
It's
very busy and it's very expensive now.
Yeah.
The passes, like the multi-day passes, multi-night passes with Express.
Yeah.
Almost all of them sold out in like 4 hours this year.
And that's another thing I don't like.
And they were like 7 to 8 to 6 to 1,000.
And people are going to say you go to Disney and blah, blah, blah. I don't like when parks take advantage of something being niche and overcharging for it.
Yeah, Universal usually is very like community friendly.
Right.
Like, they listen to what we want and they give us what they think we want.
Right.
Especially after the couple years of screen-based stuff and like the backlash on the screen-based stuff, they like really they went in with like the tribute stores and stuff. They really tried to like feed the lore of the people that were going regularly. But Horror Nights is definitely starting to I love it and I'm gonna go. But it's definitely starting to feel like they're just milking every little bit of money they can out of us.
And it's just unfair. It doesn't make it easy for everybody to go. And it used to be like such a niche thing, and now you're going and you're paying more money, and you're less likely to get through every house.
I feel bad for people like myself who are in a situation where we can only go once a year now. Right. Thank the Lord I still have passes and I can do Stay and Scream and get everything done.
Right.
But I'm telling you, the last couple of years, I did not experience it the way I want to. And I'm not going to experience it the way I want to this year.
Right.
But I don't mind experiencing it once and then experiencing it through YouTube and through other people's vlogs because I love all the vloggers.
Right. Never
What-
mind. I was
what's
gonna say,
up?
what do
Go
you
ahead.
think a reasonable price is for it? For Halloween Horror Nights. I
For
think
a day-
$85.
Yeah, for like a night ticket, I would say that
$85.
it's like 100.
They go up to $160.
They start at 85, but they're really like
You never
100
get it for 85.
Yeah. See,
You
I think,
click on the day, and that's what irritates me too.
No,
You
yeah,
click on the
you
day that says $85, and then when you go to checkout, it's not $85.
the only days that are usually $85 are Wednesdays.
Yeah. So then you have to take a day off work
yeah, for us, yeah,
for the Thursday.
yeah, we could only really go on Saturdays and Sundays, and those are the most ridiculous days. So
Yeah.
it's going to be hard.
I think last time they were $140.
Yeah, I told you next year I do want to try and this year I want. Well, between the 2 years now, I want to try and save and experience it next year a little more, especially if we're going to be doing more park stuff on the podcast, and that becomes like a thing of our content. I want to take the parks more serious because we already love it. So, and we usually take our downtime to do things park related, whether it's me and you laying in bed watching videos about it. So I think that we should take our trips to the park more serious when we're doing research for or getting stuff to talk about on the podcast. But yeah, so I want to save for next year and experience Horror Nights the way that I used to do it, and go maybe by myself or with just Mariah, or just go to experience so I can tell you guys about it.
Right.
But that won't be happening this year. I'm going to experience it. I'm going to tell you what I thought about each house. It might be a little lackluster because I'm only going to see the houses once or twice. Probably once.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe twice, depending on how the night is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got 2 more houses. The next one is Goblin's Feast. So we got like orcs, witches, goblins. It's gonna be having. I don't know where any
Is a
of the
goblin and an ogre the same thing?
similar. An ogre is Shrek.
Right. But
Yeah, they're like monsters, but no, there's not gonna be ogres in this.
No, I don't think they're gonna be ogres because they wouldn't use ogres because Shrek is.
But
ogre.
goblins.
But are they like similar? They're like similar looking creatures.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, kind of. Goblins are usually short and like. Meh.
Yeah, I thought goblins were like big too, with like big, fat, stubby heads and ears.
Those are like giants. I guess you would consider.
So goblins,
I don't know.
orcs, and giants are all similar.
It says
they're
goblins,
cousins.
orcs. It says goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches.
Oh,
So the costumes in this one are probably going to be pretty cool.
yeah.
I saw one of the costumes on like a TikTok or something. One of the masks, super cool. And then the last one is Triplets of Terror, and it's supposed to be like this crazy family of triplets that are having a birthday celebration, but the birthday involves recreating murders of their entire family.
Oh, nice.
Sounds fun.
I mean, that sounds like actually living the life of having triplets.
Right.
So.
I don't know
That
if
sounds
you
awful.
could look.
God bless anybody that has them.
do. I want to see if I'm sorry. I'm on the Horror Nights website right now, and I'm looking through stuff. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, they do. So all the scare zones pretty much have gotten announced too.
Mm-hmm.
One is called Torture Fair. So this is like Renaissance Fair.
Right. That's cool.
Torture devices and stuff. That could be sick.
I want to go to a Renaissance fair. So
yeah,
bad.
that'd be so cool. I've never done like what is it called? Medieval Times. I've always wanted to, but never have.
Yeah,
and you guys talk about it.
If they have Groupons, it's worth going.
Yeah,
they're like $95 a person.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, it seems like fun.
It
and
is
I love
fun.
Game of Thrones. Remember first season we talked about Game of Thrones every episode, and God, dude,
they do a Renaissance fair though.
We're so late in the episode, and we're gonna start talking.
We'll talk about Games of Thrones next week.
House of Dragons.
Oh yeah, House of Dragons
is so good. Okay, but then we have one that's called Swamp of the Undead. So we're talking about a bayou of zombies.
Oh, okay.
Sign me up. People like most things horror related has beaten the living heck out of zombies in that topic.
Yeah.
But if it's done right, I'm down for it because I love bayou stuff. Right. And just because I'm a jerk, I'm going to be singing Down on the Bayou. Come on to the bayou. The Tiana song through that. The next one's called Demon Queens.
It's like scare queens. I'm imagining like high school preppy girls turning into demons or something.
It says get caught in an unworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I think these two have something to do with each other. So Demon Queens and this next one is called Duality of Fear. And the way they explain this Duality of Fear one is it says as soon as you enter the gates of Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path. Follow Sinister, and they spell Sinister weird with like a 3 in it. And then so you choose Sinister or you choose Surreal. So I'm thinking split scare zone, which could be kind of cool. Do you remember the year that they did the oh, you didn't go?
Oh.
Dueling Dragons. They did a split.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
But you watched the videos kind of, right? They did a split. That's all the scare zones. And then we have a teaser that came out that is teasing a Blumhouse scare zone. But they haven't announced it fully yet. So that'll probably be like a mixed match of all the Blumhouse movies. But so yeah, Dueling Dragons had an option, because Ice and Fire was the theme of Dueling Dragons. So throughout the house, halfway through, or it might have been right in the beginning. No, I think it was halfway through. As the battle was happening between the two or whatever, you choose what side you want to win, and depending on what time of the night you went, which one wins. Yeah. Right. So now I think that house was such a success that maybe they're doing a split scare zone somehow. Maybe. Either that or, now that I'm thinking about it, so the front of the park, because it did say when you enter the park, you can either go toward New York, go down, we'll call it Minions Alley now because everything's Minions related, or you can go right and go to Hollywood. So they're probably like, maybe it's the same scare zone on that corner and you choose which way you go. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Right. Or it could be right down but now I'm thinking right down Main Street. What's up?
I sent her a TikTok the other day.
Did you?
Hopefully she got it. I think she'd like it.
She's got a lot of followers.
Well, I'm pretty important.
Yeah, I love her stuff. But now that I'm thinking about it more, is like they didn't do a scare zone in front of Minions last year because Minions, the new, I forget the name of it.
Cafe or the new ride?
The new ride is
Minions
right
Blasters?
Yeah, Minions Blast. I forget the full name.
Blaster Ride.
Yeah, that one. We reviewed it last season. Go check that out.
Pretty all right.
Minion Blast is what it's called, I think.
I think so.
But they didn't put a scare zone there last year because I think that ride was so new. So I wonder if they're like not allowed to put, because Minions has like Minions Mayhem is here. Now the new Minions thing is here. Like, is Minions not wanting to be affiliated with scary stuff? So they're not putting stuff right in the front of the park? Don't know.
Maybe, but also like Minions are. I mean, I enjoy Minions. Don't get me wrong. I will sit there and watch a Minions movie without my kids here. Yeah, but it's not for like Minions are for kids, right?
Yeah,
very kids oriented. So Halloween Horror Nights isn't or shouldn't be kids oriented. So it doesn't really matter that they would put something there.
That's what I'm saying is like they won't touch anything with Horror Nights for Minions because
kids during the day, because they leave stuff out. That too. Is that what you're saying?
That too, but how I was telling you about the Islands of Adventure stuff, how they didn't want to be affiliated with horror stuff because that's why they don't do stuff at Islands, because all those IPs, because they don't want to be affiliated with horror. They don't want you to think of these things and think scary,
right? But Universal doesn't own those things.
That's true. Universal definitely owns Minions.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Universal owns Jurassic Park. Just doesn't own Marvel.
I don't know if it owned, or maybe it didn't at that time.
I don't know. I don't know the full story. I mean, I kind of.
It might have filmed in their. It might have filmed in their studios. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's owned by them.
Well, the Marvel Land. Are we talking about Jurassic Park?
Yes.
It's definitely a Universal movie. 100% a Universal movie. But Marvel signed a contract with Universal Studios to be able to put that in their parks during a time where it wasn't as popular. It was just comics and shows. It wasn't movies yet. And But so yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what the split scare zone thing is going to be about. I could be overthinking it, and it's just one side of the street is one thing, and one side of the street is the other thing. I hope that's not it, but at the same time, they usually do a good job. I enjoy everything. Uh, I just noticed that one of my favorite podcasts for Horror Nights content dropped a podcast today. So hopefully they'll have some information and I can kind of retell it a little bit or like hear what they think and then see what I think. But
That just is weird to me then.
what?
With like
The Jurassic
the
Park
whole
thing?
thing, yeah, with them having with Jurassic Park having an issue with it when if it's owned by Universal.
I think that Jurassic Park didn't like the it might have been a Steven Spielberg thing. But
okay.
somebody didn't like the thing that they did with it, like the concept of the Jurassic Park scare zone, and they just never used it again. I don't know. I honestly got to rewatch that video apparently about that. That breaks down that. But all right, that's all the theme park information. Anything else? Anything on your mind? You want to go back to Disney for a second?
I always want to go back to Disney.
I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go to Universal this week. I'm gonna try and do. I'm definitely gonna obviously see DreamWorks Land. We're gonna try and see the parade.
It says as of right now, Universal Pictures still owns the Jurassic Park French fries.
All those movies.
French fries.
French fries. They got Jurassic French fries.
French fries. The Minion tots.
Still fire,
just
bro.
so delicious. Think about those.
I watched that episode. I listened to it the other day. I was like, oh man, those are Minion tots. And dang it. So Tyler, the Pewtwo, he put up that thing the other day that was like, what's the worst experience that you've had with a food? And I wrote the cinnamon bun was trash. You know what it was? It wasn't a cinnamon bun.
It was the
it was a
croissant.
cromuffin.
Yeah, cromuffin.
Why are you just telling me this now? I told you I was putting that in there.
Oh,
that Kermuffin, dang, that really put a...
Bro.
I remember this day, and we were in such bad moods that day because we were all hungry, and our teenager was teenagering, and
then afterwards we went to Minions.
We went to Minions, and it made our day so much better.
I have never been so disappointed. Well, that's not true. I get disappointed in food a lot. But never been so disappointed in this Kermuffin.
The Kermuffin thing was like a conversation.
Everybody talked about the Kermuffin. You had to get it. It's so good.
All right, one more thing that we have to talk about before we close it out. I love you guys. I have to tell you this. So if you've been listening to the podcast for the whole first 26 episodes, and you're here on season 2, episode 1, or episode 27, however you want to look at it, you will know that there was a debacle in our relationship. And this debacle was a pastry. And that pastry was a croissant
my husband
donut. A croissant donut. A cronut.
A cronut.
That my beautiful wife had yet to, last episode that we were on, had yet to ever try.
That I've wanted since I was like 17 and found out about them.
Finally had multiple places.
There's 2 places now.
The croissant. So we have
actually 3, I think.
Really? Have you tried 3 different versions of it?
No. Two of them are the same version. It's just available at 2 different spots.
Okay, so we had because they're both local. Is that what we're talking about? Because we tried a version of it from.
So I've had 3 different.
So we've tried the Swilderbees one.
Yes. Not the best.
It's not her favorite. So this was the one that was like cinnamon.
So
right, it's a cinnamon top, not glaze.
Right. So
I tried that. It was good, but it's not that great.
The one by Swilderbees.
The one Swilderbees one.
Yeah, it's good. If that would have been the first one that I had, I would have been like, oh wow. But it was almost too sweet. Like you didn't get the butteriness from like the croissant that you want.
Yeah.
Then the first one that I tried, second one. So the first one that I tried was going to Magic Kingdom.
That was before Swilderbees?
Yes.
So yeah, it's at Magic Kingdom when you first walk in, before you even hit the
at Joffrey's.
Yeah, before you even hit the boat or the monorail.
If you're there early enough.
Yeah. There's a tiny little shack that's Joffrey's, and they have the glazed croissant donuts, cronut, and they are amazing.
So good.
Amazing.
Everything I thought it was going to be and more.
And that's hard for her to say.
Yeah.
A lot of food disappoints this woman.
Yeah.
She usually hypes stuff up, kermuffin,
Yeah.
and gets it, and it's not what it says it was.
Well,
And you got to return it.
I also think it's because I cook.
Yeah. Are we at 2 hours or are we at like an hour?
I don't know.
I hope not.
But I cook for a living.
Uh-huh.
I run the restaurant, but I started out cooking. And so I can look at something and you tell me the ingredients and I can taste it.
Mhm.
Like I know what it's supposed to taste like, you know?
So you felt like you could taste this taste.
Well, that's what happens with most food. And then I taste it and I'm like, they ain't do that right.
Right.
That is not correct.
They missed something here.
Yeah. But with the cronut, 10 out of 10. So good. It's flaky, it's buttery, it's sweet from the icing. And then the second cronut that I have had was at Epcot, and that is at the Starbucks in
Oh yeah, yep, that one was really good too.
it is warm
Mm-hmm.
and it's a cinnamon sugar.
Disney, dude, it all came to full circle, baby. We finally got what you wanted, and
Yeah.
we finally got our passes, and it all was meant to be.
Yes.
You were supposed to wait that long.
Well, actually,
honey.
the first one I had, Lex and Kyle brought me because we weren't pass holders yet. And you bought it, and they brought it to the house.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was so good. Even that was so good, and
After
it was supposed to be
waiting
warm.
Yeah, after waiting all day to get it.
And it almost had like an apple flavor to it, that one. But that's because apparently Kyle
It was
had
in
some
the same box as
apple
it.
something.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, but, and that one it's just smaller than the one that you get at Joffrey's.
Mhm.
So it's not shareable. And I think it's like the same price.
Mhm.
The one at Joffrey's is like probably about this big. It's definitely something you can split with somebody. Although I don't like to.
Heck no, I'm not splitting
But
nothing.
yeah, as far as if you are Floridian and have not found anywhere that you can get a cronut, and it has been a part of your life's passion to have a cronut, you don't have to have a Disney pass to go to Joffrey's. That's right there at the stand. So you can
Very
actually get into the park. And if you go later in the day, I don't think you have to pay for parking.
Later in the day, you don't. Then
And so if you go later in the day and go to Joffrey's, you may be able to get a cronut. And if not, hit up my DMs. I'll send it to you. Just kidding.
The cronut thing happened. All right, enough. This has been a long episode. We had to update you on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
We
the
got
first one's
back in the
got to be a
groove.
long one, right?
Yeah,
it's like a double episode.
Yeah, we we're Disney pass holders now, baby.
Yeah.
Look out. We're learning. I'm
Love
learning.
it. I love it.
I'm experiencing things for the first time. We're experiencing things with our family for the first time. We're getting to show our babies magic.
Yes.
It's been amazing. If we got anything wrong or couldn't think of a name, hit the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know. Knowledge us up. Don't be mean or be mean. Whatever. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. I have one thing really quick.
Go ahead.
If you are a parent that has a baby that is under 3 and people are telling you, don't waste your time by getting yourself to park tickets, wait until the baby's older.
Uh-huh.
Everly was
Like 1.5. Actually, 1.
1.
Like a 1 in a couple months when we got our passes. Because her birthday's
so
in
she
August.
was in 4 months.
So,
a year
yeah,
and 4 months.
Yeah, it's like a year. It's like a year and a half. Yeah. And she
loved it. And my parents were those people that were like, you need to wait until she's older.
Mhm.
And I didn't take Mariah until she was 4 to Disney. Or was she
Yeah.
3?
Mhm.
She was 4 because I had to pay for her ticket.
Oof.
And she loved it at 4, and it was great. It was magical. It was beautiful. But Everly had those same magical, special little moments at a year and a half. So take your baby to Disney. And also, it doesn't matter what other people think that your baby's going to enjoy.
Yeah.
You're enjoying them. People are like, don't have a first birthday party for your kid. It's a waste of time. They're not going to remember it. It's for you. It's your memories. It's something for you to book.
Amen.
You know, it's worth it.
Yeah. All right. So we still have, honestly, a lot more life updates to tell you guys about,
Yeah.
but there's something that we have to tell you that we have to kind of wait for. And like I said, if there's stuff that you guys are super knowledgeable about Disney and you want to teach us some stuff, hit us in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. You know, if you're listening to this on the podcast, the streaming podcast apps, give us a review, give us some stars. I hope you enjoy. I hope you're okay with the fact that we're going to be talking about theme parks for fucking 2 hours, and I just cussed, and I'm sorry.
No.
I almost didn't do it. I've been trying not to cuss.
I know.
Clearly, new Christians
Yeah.
trying not to do this stuff, trying to change our ways a little bit. But thank you guys so much for listening. We're so happy to be back. Universal this week, so I will break down what we do next episode. So next Monday, when you hear this,
Yes, and we will
we'll have a
also
breakdown
talk
on some Universal
to our
stuff.
family about their stay at Port Orleans.
Yeah.
That you know how that is and how they enjoyed that.
I also want to kind of talk to Kyle and Lex of Match Made and Hefner about the Lightning Lane experience, because they are knowledgeable. So they
actually, yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, to talk to both of them, because Kyle and Lex, my family knows the parks very well, but like they're also ones to like just go and enjoy it, and they're not like trying to figure out everything about the park. They're very much, I'm a park goer, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Which Kyle and Lex do as well, but they are trying to learn things so they can teach new people coming in to the park on how to do it.
They're creators.
It would be nice to see the average everyday goer park, how they experienced it, and also the ones that are a little bit more savvier about like how, like they're trying to learn it so they can teach other people. So they're going probably a little bit more aggressive.
How a content creator uses Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
To get content done.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how. There's obviously throughout the week too. It's brand new. It's only 4 days old, so there's going to be a lot of content creators who are going to use it for the first time.
Right.
We haven't seen a Tim video yet of using it. The first 2 people that I watched were Right Down Main Street and Paging Mr. Morrow, and they had good things to say about it.
Right.
They had some fumbles too, so I kind of want to see how it all works out. I obviously want to get in there as soon as we can and use it ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like me and Mariah one day or something, we have passes.
I mean, August is almost over. Come on, baby. Just wait on us.
Okay. I got you. But yeah, we're going to get some more information. And if you have information, let us know, man. We're trying to learn. We're new to being pass holders.
And if
we
can
teach, we want to teach, but we also want to learn.
If you have questions that you think we can answer for you, throw them our way.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're out of here. I think this is the end button right here. What's that say?
It says end. Goodbye.
Okay, bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.
Bye.